Now, one thing we may want to do kind of creatively is we've got this character very much in shadow, which maybe is good because they're looking kind of sad, so maybe that's fine. But I think I don't know, here the eye's really being drawn to this character. Maybe I don't want that. Maybe I want some kind of, focus, a bit more focus on this character. So by lighting them up, by putting more light on them, that will naturally draw the eye to them. So let's add in another light and have it kind of focusing on this character here. So let's move this out of the way. Let's go over to the Create panel and Lights, Arnold Light, and this time we're going to make a spotlight again. So there's my spotlight, and then I'm going to draw it out in the top view. I want it to be quite close to this character because I only really wanted it to illuminate them. So let's position it somewhere. If the camera's here, let's position it over here, and then have the target to be where they are basically. So let's now move that up in the viewport, and let's select the target as well and move the target to be pretty much where the character is. There we go. Okay, and we haven't actually renamed any of our lights, so let's do that now. So let's call this mesh light, and let's call this one the spotlight. And let's drag them inside the kind of group. As I say, it's not actually officially a group, but it's like what I call a group. So we've got our spotlight here. So now let's do another render now and see how that looks. Okay, so it looks pretty dim. Let's just compare that with the previous one. Okay, so there we go. So we can, if I take a snapshot and compare it with the previous one, we can see it is having an effect, but I probably want to turn that up a bit. So let's select it and go to the modifier, and we will, again, we might want to change the radius. So let's make sure that normalize energy is turned on. And let's just turn it up to 10. And let's do another render. Still very dark. Let's turn it up to 100. And I tell you what, let's turn on the region so we're not wasting time. Let's turn that up to 100. A bit better. Let's turn it up to 1,000. Yeah, there we go. So that's clearly working. Let's turn off the region and let's just see how it looks in the whole scene. Okay, so one problem is it's now illuminating all of this kind of pole, which we don't really want. I quite liked it when that pole was looking nice and dark. So let's see what we can do about that. If I move the light closer to them, that will mean that it has more effect on them, but not necessarily on the pole. So let's go to local and let's just move that line, excuse me, quite nice and close. And let's try that. Okay, clearly that's now way too bright, so let's take that down to 100. It's looking better. What we can also do though is kind of change the amount of fall off we get at the edge of the light. Excuse me, because we do have basically this cone here is where the lights are shining out from. We want to make the inner bit smaller. So the way that we do that is we can come over to the cone angle, and that's set to 60, but the penumbra angle is basically controls the kind of inner bit. So if we turn that right up, then the very center of this is where the kind of beam of light is really going to fall. And then let's change the target so it's actually on their face, because normally that's the point you want to illuminate the most. And let's just have a look at that. And again, I will turn on the region again so that we're not kind of rendering the whole thing. Great, that's much better. So that's really just illuminating them and not the scene, not too much of the rest of the scene. Let's just see how it looks if we turn it up even more. So let's set it to 200. Let's just render the whole scene this time. Great, I'll just pause it. I mean, it's looking okay. I do feel their feet are a bit dark there. So what I might do actually is just bring that target down a bit more and maybe have it a little bit less focused. So if I select the target again and bring it back down, and maybe let's make the cone angle just a tiny bit wider. Actually, sorry, it's a penumbra angle, just a little bit less. And let's see how that looks. Again, I'll go back to the region view. Okay, so obviously you can keep on playing with this and really fine tuning it. But let's just see how the whole thing looks now. Great. What I think I will do is I will soften the shadow on this because I don't, I want to pick them out, kind of make them brighter, but I don't want there to be a really strong shadow there. So to do that, again, it's the radius we'll need to increase, and we've got normalize energy turned on, so it shouldn't affect the kind of overall brightness. So let's set that to be like 30. So you can kind of see there, that's going to be a bigger light. Let's change it to 50, in fact, and let's again have a go with the region. So once we're done again, let's render this out full size. So I will go to my, again, my view and test resolution. We'll set it to be 100%. And then I will go to my, the render settings. And we'll go on, we'll turn on adaptive sampling again. And we'll give it another render and we'll see how long it takes.